here. I guess we'll call the meeting to order, and I'll ask our clerk to please call the roll.
Trustee Gus.
Here.
Trustee Jensen.
Here.
Trustee Miller.
Here.
Trustee Siddig.
Here.
Trustee Wells is absent. Attorney Frollo.
Here.
Mayor Hucker.
Here.
And Clerk McDonald is present.
Okay, if you'd rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, Christmas was kind of putting up, all the ornaments and stuff that she wanted.
All right. First up is our first of two opportunities for public comment. This would be for any comment on our agenda items. And after that, later in the agenda, we'll have a comment time for any and all comments. Dan, you got anything to say?
No.
Okay.
I'm here to listen.
I love board meetings when you can name the people in the audience by their first names. All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda, which includes the following items. The approval of the regular board meeting minutes, wow. December 12th, 2024. Bills presented for payment in the amount of $449,834.90. The November finance report, the November community development monthly report, and resolution 2025 R1 approving rates of the law offices of Timothy Evans for adjudication hearing services with the Village of Beach Park. Is there anything that the board would have us to consider separately? Hearing nothing, I would ask for a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Trustee Gus, second by Trustee Miller. Discussion. All right. Roll call, please.
Trustee Gus.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
I think I have to abstain. I wasn't here, right?
You actually don't have to.
Oh, then aye.
Okay.
I don't abstain.
Trustee Siddig.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Under Mayor's report, I've got nothing. You'd think after having a gap of a month between meetings, but other than my aforementioned Happy New Year, I've got nothing. So we'll move on to reports from the trustees. Finance Committee, Trustee Jensen.
Thank you. All I have to report tonight is the day of our next Finance Committee meeting, the 21st of this month, 6 p.m. upstairs. That's it.
All right, and the budget process is underway.
Yeah, I haven't seen that dump of data yet, but I'm sure it'll be coming.
Fear not. All right, Parks and Recreation, Trustee Gust.
Thank you, Your Honor. No report tonight.
All righty. Trustee Wells is not here, and there's no report under his committee. Move on to Public Relations and Intergovernmental Committee, Trustee Miller.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have a resolution before the board tonight regarding our joining the Northern Illinois Land Bank Authority. And this has come about after several years of the Lake County Land Bank Authority kind of trying to get their act together, I guess, and not quite getting up to the challenges. So this new group has come along, and based on discussions that have occurred over the last few months, we understand that there are several other representatives from the Lake County Land Bank that are going to move into this Northern Illinois Land Bank. There are some benefits, as are listed in the packet. Access to grant funding this is no cost to the village, by the way. We will have grant management, property assessment inspections, title search assistance, abandonment claims and acquisition, and the right to withdraw as a member at any time. We did discuss this at the December 4th, 2024 Intergovernmental Affairs Committee meeting, and it was recommended for approval unanimously. And since Nimrod, you probably know a little bit more of the fine details, could you break it down a little bit more for the board?
So as you mentioned, unfortunately, the Lake County Land Bank Authority has had some struggles, let's say, unable to get any type of part-time or full-time staff to assist. Land banks typically have to be a bit more proactive. The Northern Illinois Land Bank is in partnership with the Region 1 Planning Council, which is essentially the equivalent of CMAP for the greater Rockford area. They have full-time staff associated with their group. They have been successful, not only just a couple, onesie twosie wins like we've seen. Of course, we had one project here in Beach Park already. A couple other communities had one or two projects, but they've had thousands of projects. And so within the greater Rockford area, they've been able to acquire and renovate most of these properties. They actually don't even end up using demolition authority because they're so proactive. They're catching the properties well in advance, finding available buyers who have the wherewithal to make the repairs necessary and put them back into productive use, saving them from the loss of tax revenue for the taxing bodies that do collect. And so seeing their success story and knowing that their legal counsel is actually the same as Lake County Land Bank Authority, we started discussions with them to see if they would be willing to entertain having either the Lake County Land Bank as a whole or individual entities join their group. They had absolutely no problem with that. There is some logistical concerns, and so the structure is a bit different and unique for Lake County board members versus those within the greater Region 1 area. Those details are outlined in the IGA itself. We just see this as a win in that it's another tool in our tool belt. So if we see a problem where there's a property that is looking as it may be abandoned, we can send them on it. We can basically say, hey, can you guys start looking into this? I've already informed them of 2 specific locations in town where they've done the title searches on them already before even joining the group. So they have been more than welcoming to us. And thus far, I think there's one other community that's been asking for their assistance already. And similarly, they're being receptive. The good news is, again, no cost to us. It's just extra services. If they want to do anything within our jurisdiction, we have veto authority as well. So if they would say, hey, we want to do this project, we say, absolutely not. We don't like that. That person has a terrible track record with us. We can put the kibosh to it. So again, this is just another opportunity for us to address these matters if and when possible to save us a couple bucks without having to go through a demo process.
Okay, thank you. I mean, it's pretty hard to have a group function well without proper staff.
That's very true. Very true. And it's even to the point where we weren't able to keep our insurance coverage. So we're open up for liability. It's just
On
Yeah.
and on and on.
Exactly.
No reason not to do it.
Correct.
Okay. So with that, I will make a motion to approve a resolution to join the Northern Illinois Land Bank Authority via intergovernmental agreement.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by trustee Miller, second by trustee Gust. Discussion?
I just have one question. I'm looking at, it mentions here under members that Lake County will have 2 voting members on the board. Does Lake County presently have, or is it to be determined?
So right now, there'll be approximately 7 members that will be joining. In order to not cause issues with quorum for meetings to be held in Rockford or that area, we've mutually agreed that it's in both parties' best interest to have representatives for our group rather than having each individual entity being represented by themselves, so that we don't have to make the traveling, because they all unfortunately still have to be in person unless there's an emergency declaration. And so this way we still have a voice at the table if and when we want to partake, but it's just a bit unique comparative to the other groups. And again, there was a slight concern on their end that by having 7 new members join at once, we could change the dynamic of their group. And they've been so successful thus far, they didn't want to have any type of too much things stirring the pot. So we felt it was.
I was just curious as to whether has Lake County not yet appointed the 2 members that.
We have not yet. Yeah, so we haven't I think we are the last of the 7 members that will join.
Got it.
And then we'll self-govern. We are meeting, I believe it's next week or the following week.
And the mechanism
Wednesday.
is that county board that appoints then?
Nope, it's just amongst the group ourselves.
I
So,
see. Okay.
yeah.
The members, as I recall, Beach Park, Zion, Winthrop Harbor, North Chicago, Waukegan. What am I missing?
Round Lake
Round Lake
and Fox Lake.
and Fox Lake.
Yep.
So it's a good cross-section of the communities. We've got a working relationship amongst staff and amongst the board members that were on the land bank. And that will make it pretty easy because these members and any that might join going forward will represent a subset, if you will, of the land bank business that gets done. So as long as we agree to communicate and the land bank is doing their part and we can work with our representatives on the board, I think everything will go swimmingly.
Has the Lake County entity dissolved? Does it still legally exist?
It exists. It will have to be dismantled officially and we'll have to resign our membership.
Does it have assets? Does it have any houses?
The only assets it ever had were grant funds. and-
Right, but it had properties. So
There's no
there-
properties they still currently own.
No
They've been-
properties
yeah,
currently.
everything's been
Okay.
sold.
Yeah. And in addition, I'd be remiss if I didn't give our thanks to the Lake County Municipal League.
Mhm.
Mandy Florup, their director, has been invaluable. She's been virtually the staff for the land bank, and that's part of the challenge. It's not her job. We're supposed to be a 6-month loan. And so you can see with that, as a volunteer in that position, plus an attorney who we had limited funds to pay, it became it's tough to get traction. Once a land bank is up and running, the theory is the churning of the properties generates a little revenue, which pays the bills. And so without that, we were struggling to have any forward momentum. We did successfully turn a few properties, but it was always a struggle. There was no routine and no regular staff to deal with it. So
if we only knew a retired electrician didn't have anything.
it's nothing better to do. All right. Any other discussion on this? I do agree. It's a good move. Okay. Well, we'll call the roll, please.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Siddick. Trustee Gus.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That ends my report. For
Thank you very much. Trustee Siddick, Public Safety. Thank you. And moving on to Public Works, Trustee Miller.
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you going to do this one?
Hello again. First item on Public Works tonight is an authorization to pay Peter Baker and Son this is request number 1 for the 2024 MFT project. The village engineer has confirmed all these numbers and quantities. Public Works Committee did recommend for approval, all 2 of us, I might say.
Unanimous.
And this pay application consists of things like storm sewer improvements, roadway milling, evacuation of shoulders, base patching and base prep, installation of binder and surface courses, driveway removal, and placement of shoulders. This is in line with our 2024-25 village priority of continued planning for street maintenance. The impact to our budget from the MFT fund is $1,129,862.01. So with that, I make a motion to approve pay application number 1 to Peter Baker and Son Company in the amount of $1,129,862.01 for a portion of the 2024 MFT project.
I will second it.
We have a motion by Trustee Miller, second by Trustee Gust. Discussion? All right. Roll call, please.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Siddick. Trustee Gus.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay. Next item is another motion, and this involves a purchase of quite fancy truck for the price, a 2025 Kenworth truck with plow and spreader. Public Works Committee did also discuss the purchase of this plow truck, which was budgeted for in our last fiscal year, and the vehicle selected for purchase is a 2025 Kenworth. It'll be used by the street department for daily operations and to supplement existing vehicles. Our village staff received 2 quotes, and we recommend the purchase from the lowest bidder, which is Bonell Industries, in the amount of $268,059.05. This does fall in line with our 2023-24 village priority of long-term planning for asset replacement. Impact to the budget is the aforementioned $268,059.05. Money is to come out of the vehicle replacement fund. So with that, I make a motion to approve the purchase of a 2025 Kenworth truck with plow and spreader in that amount, $268,059.05.
Got to get that $59.05 in there.
I will second that.
Motion by trustee Miller, second by trustee Gust. Discussion? I just want to know, is every Kenworth red? Oh, they are going to paint it? Okay. I saw that the color in the spec was red, and then, okay, good. Oh, good. I'm like, our fleet's going to be red and orange pretty soon. All right, excellent. Any other discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Trustee Siddick. Trustee Gus.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye. Okay, and last but not least is a right-of-way vacation request. And this involves property on Noble Avenue between 12109 and 12049 West 33rd Street. There's background in the summary in your packet. There are two adjacent property owners requesting a portion of the same right-of-way. The area is approximately 35,340 square feet. It has an approximate market value of 51 cents per square foot, creating a total market value of $18,143.50. Each property owner will have to pay their portion of the amount before the ordinance is in effect, and the plat to be recorded.
Yep.
The budget impact is nothing. It's revenue.
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 That's right.
Don?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Well, you just spent like $1.4 million, so I
Bought a
guess.
$250,000 truck. Okay, motion to approve the ordinance vacating unimproved Noble Avenue right-of-way between 12109 and 12049 West 33rd Street.
So moved.
We have a motion by trustee Miller, second by trustee Gust. Discussion? This one's a long time coming. This is, staff has worked very hard on the resolution of this problem. The genesis of this is, as you might have noticed, one landowner built a pond in their backyard, which encroached into the right-of-way. The other landowner previous owner built an outbuilding on the village right-of-way. And so we didn't need the right-of-way, but they either had to move their pond and move their stuff or buy it, and that was the solution. So many thanks to staff. This has been going on for years, actually, so we're finally done with it. So, all right, any other discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Trustee Gus.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Siddick.
And last, but certainly not least, I want to just extend congratulations to our staff for the demo at Beach Road and Green Bay Road. Oh, you talk about years coming.
Clean up.
Goodness
Yep.
sakes.
Finally.
I almost can't find it now when I drive by there. Because all the colors and the mess, and it was strewn all over that property. It's like a miracle. So good
Yes.
job, really
Yep.
good job.
More to come.
And the significant amount of patience by our legal counsel with the court system.
Oh.
One of our associates has done a very good job working through the case, and today all of the judge awarded all of our attorney's fees
Nice.
relative.
Oh,
to the
good.
case. So
Fabulous.
you'll be able to lien the property as well.
Even
Great.
better.
Yes.
That's the icing on the cake.
Yep.
Yeah,
It took a long time, but we're pleased with the results.
yes, as are we.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay, that ends my report.
Thank you. I guess another thing we could mention is on Public Works is the shout out to the PW employees on the streets, snow plowing and salting. And we haven't been hit with anything major yet, but they certainly got the work done. And of course, what time did we go out the last time on was that Sunday night? Monday? I don't know.
Early Monday morning.
Early Monday morning. Yeah. And so it's just like, what happened to when it snows during the day and we can, oh no. So kudos there. Next up, Tax Increment Finance Committee. We have not met, so I have nothing to report for that. Any additional staff reports? No, no late breaking news, no old business. Any new business to come before the board? Yes, sure.
Just hoping Mark had an update on the demolition on Waldo. I know that's been an issue for a while.
Yeah, mentioning Director Warda, he's been out there with all these demos and, he's done the lion's share of the work. But yeah, that is also down, and it's a pile of rubble that is scheduled, planned to be done, all gone by tomorrow too. So
Excellent.
the Waldo demolition is ongoing, and there's some more in the hopper, so don't fear.
Yeah,
But that one's already down, so.
excellent. Good question. All right, now is the aforementioned citizens wishing to address the board on any topic. Dan? Okay. We have no cause tonight for an executive session.
I think that just leaves one item on the agenda. I'd like to offer a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second? We have a second by trustee Siddick. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you.